Hi guys, so a few days ago I got a comment or question on one of my YouTube videos about how on March 22nd this year there was a big news story that came out about whales, and I correlated that to the fact that 10 years ago, on March 22nd, began a 40-day countdown, and the Lord was reminding us of this 40-day countdown that started 10 years ago, and He delayed His judgment. And we had a big story on that day about whales, reminding us of that 40-day countdown. So the question was, will there be anything, do you think there'll be anything 40 days before May 28th as a warning to those of us who are watching? And I said, well, I didn't really think about that, but that certainly would be a possibility. And sure enough, I turned on the news, and yesterday was started a 40-day countdown to May 28th. And on the news, when I turned on, one of the stories was about whales. So this, to me, is just another personal confirmation. The Lord is giving another sign to us that 40 days from now. Interestingly, I felt like I should watch a TV show last night that I haven't watched in years. It's a series that's been running for at least 20 years, I think. And I felt like I should watch this particular episode that went back to like the 6th season, so that would have probably been 15 years ago or more when this originally aired. And when I was watching this show, the date of May 28th was mentioned in the show. I mean, of all dates and of all shows, it just happened to, they just casually mentioned the date of May 28th. I took that as another personal confirmation from the Lord. The fact that I haven't watched the show in years, and this particular episode was what came to my mind, and they mentioned the date of May 28th. I wanted to also quickly mention a few dates coming up in May here that we should be watching. May 8th is the first date that I'm watching. This starts a 21-day countdown to May 28th on Pentecost, and it's the 17th day of the second biblical month in Israel. And we know that on the 17th day of the second month, the flood started in Noah's day. We also know that was the day when Adam and Eve fell in the garden. The serpent came after the woman on that day, according to the book of Jubilees, after 7 years in the garden. And that verse in the book of Jubilees is very connected to Revelation 12, where we see the serpent coming after the woman. And so the Lord is connecting what's happening with in Revelation 12 to the 17th day of the second month. First of all, we see a flood mentioned in Revelation 12, that the serpent comes after the woman like a flood, pointing us back to the start of the flood on the 17th day of the second month. And we know that Revelation 12 is connected to Daniel 10 because we see Michael, the archangel, in both chapters mentioned. And we also see this something else mentioned in both chapters, which is the start of a great war. Daniel 1 is concerning a great war. Revelation 12, and a war broke out in heaven. So we have these connections, and Daniel 10 mentions a 21-day delay. So if we start counting as the first day on May 8th, which is the 17th day of the second month in Israel, the 21st day would be May 28th. This is an important piece of the puzzle, and so there may not be anything happen on that date. It could just be the Lord telling us to count 21 days from this date. We could see some sort of war break out on this day. That's kind of what I'm thinking, maybe some sort of I know we already have war going on in Ukraine and Russia, and there's a lot of talk of war, rumors of war going on around the world. So just be watching that date. I had 2 of my children that were born on the same day, on May 8th, and I believe the Lord may have done that too. Interestingly, one of them was born 3 weeks early, and her due date was May 28th. So we could see something start on May 8th. That's in less than 3 weeks, and if we do, I would anticipate it being something to do with war. Another important date in the puzzle that we should be watching is May 18th. I believe that is Ascension Day, and it's 10 days before May 28th. We have a 10-day count mentioned in Revelation 2:10 that seems to be connected to the rapture using different verses. Daniel 1 is connected to that as well, and also Paul and Silas and the shaking at the earthquake that happened at midnight. We see that they were in prison and their chains were broke out, and then Revelation 2:10 mentions some of you will be put into prison. So there's a connection there. We might see the start of some type of tribulation happening, or persecutions happening around May 18th. I don't know what it would be exactly, but I'm anticipating something taking place on that date. And of course, we also have May 24th or 25th. We might see something happen, which would start a 3-day period of darkness of some sort. These things seem to be foreshadowed in the scriptures. So a lot of dates to be watching coming up in May 8th, May 18th, and May 24, 25. Maybe something to do with California. The San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, opened on May 27th, and so that's the anniversary of its opening. I've talked about this in a previous video. There was a time when they were celebrating the anniversary a few days early on May, I believe it was May 24th, and they had so many people on the bridge that it nearly collapsed on that date. So maybe a foreshadow of something happened on May 24th or possibly the 25th, 3 days before the rapture happens. We had a great shaking event happen when Jesus died on the cross, and then there was this 3-day wait, another shaking event at the time of the resurrection. So I believe these things and many other things in the scriptures foreshadow a possible 3-day period of darkness or grieving of some sort before the first fruits rapture takes place. So just wanted to give you a heads up on all of that. Also, I've been working hard on translating my book. I have now translated the my testimony and the summary of the book into a total of 49 languages, and I am working on the book. I finished 12 languages so far. I'm hoping to finish about 10 more before the rapture happens on May 28th. And I'm targeting the most widely spoken languages that I can. So take a look at my website, rapturepuzzle.com, and please start to share this information with family and friends. Print off the book, print off a copy of my testimony and the summary of the book, because I don't know if the internet or electricity will still be available everywhere after the rapture happens. We don't know what's going to happen on that day, but we know it's going to be huge, and it's going to be a start of a 140-day period of great tribulation on the earth before the main harvest rapture takes place in the fall. So God bless you guys, and I encourage you, if you've not taken the time to read my book, please take the time to read it. There's so many puzzle pieces, and putting it all together paints a very clear picture of what the scriptures teach as the timeline that's coming up over the next 6 to 8 months, and it will affect every person on this planet, including you and your family and your loved ones. So if you are not aware of what's coming, please read the book so that you can understand and be prepared for what's about to take place. God bless you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.